Welcome back, everyone, to Sandy Lost, a podcast where people told me last episode I might have gone a little hard, but I still don't apologize.
Who told you that?
Nobody. It was just I thought it would make sense in a week thing of
nobody listens to us.
Me opening up with my thoughts on Critical Role more in jest than in reality.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that was last time.
Yeah. That episode hasn't come out yet. But yeah.
So we haven't gotten all the hate yet.
Nah, if it is, that means I would actually have to read
some point years down the line when for some reason our podcast gets attraction and you'll get all this late hate coming through.
And I'll just look at it and be like,
where's this coming from?
Like, a view's a view.
goes absolutely viral, and then a whole pile of Critical Role fanboys are like, "What? Why are you talking bad about our church? What is the problem with you?"
That is not the fan base we want to attract to our podcast.
These are not the fans we want. These are the fans we need. Wait, what?
They are loyal. They are very loyal and devoted. So, you know.
You get what you get.
Committed.
I had another kind of opening.
Yeah.
Committed or should be committed.
Whatever fits. And there was another thing I thought would have been fun as an opening question, but now I kind of forgot it. So I'm gonna just scroll through and see if I remember anything, but I can't. So yeah, I probably should write these down. But then that would lose that authentic connection that we have.
It would not. It would not at all. Because we wouldn't know that you wrote it down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If you could bring any barbarian to common day, what barbarian would you bring?
Conan, mostly because it's the only one I can think of offhand.
I was gonna say, are we talking about in fantasy, in
what's your pick?
Role play? I don't think I know any.
I don't make the rules. I just ask the question. I think my favorite barbarian would be Timothy.
Timothy?
Yes. Timothy Richmond.
Yeah.
You're a child.
Not funny. Not funny.
But accurate?
He's not a barbarian.
Yet.
He's a wild child.
Mom. Apple, please. Mom. Me go knife. Me hunt things. Me talk to wood friends. I have fire.
Smart. He's too smart to be a barbarian.
Says you. You haven't seen his grades?
I'm his mom. Of course I've seen his grades.
What are they?
Mid-range. He's not dumb.
What a non-committal answer, as I would expect from a barbarian mother. And then the fun things of the things I bet only the few things that people hear through my thin apartment walls and floor are lines like that.
The best lines.
I did see a video the other day that was like, man, I wouldn't mind getting a house just so I could get a dog, because I saw this video of a little Pomeranian dog where they're just like, we weren't sure if the dog's gonna be okay at the Airbnb because we had to leave our house for work. And then it's and then I caught this as the dog's running back and forth and doing 300 spins, just whoa! And I'm like, Pomeranians are funny.
This is coming after last week. You were so angry at that dog.
Yeah, because I had to leave the house.
You realize that my dogs make me leave the house at least twice a day for 30 minutes at a time. And sometimes more than that.
The thing
your
is,
dog is going to make you leave your house.
Yeah, no, I already walk for 30 minutes to an hour, if not more. That's I already do that. My frustration was more of I had to leave my house to go to another house to let a dog out multiple times to come back home. That's where my frustration was. Because, I don't actually mind the dog.
No.
No.
Okay.
If I did, I wouldn't be watching the dog.
Well, you could be an extra nice human.
Why?
That's a good question.
How am I going to run for president if I'm a nice person?
Yeah, true
Is that
story.
the goal?
I don't know. It could be for
Okay.
some people. Could you
Not for
imagine me as a president? Hey, everybody, go into that thing where the old people are. Okay, I'm going to say something weird now. Roll sanity. What?
Go into that thing where the old people are. What are you even talking
The White
about?
House, or the Congress room.
Council, Congress.
Senate?
Yeah, that too.
Why not?
The Senate?
We'll go there too.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we need to stop. We need to stop this conversation right now.
I mean,
We're headed in a not good place.
I can
Look,
definitely
the
think
Senate
of.
approved. Go ahead.
I can definitely think of far, far worse candidates. Most of them actually run.
I do agree. I do agree. We're just showing too much of our hand that we know nothing about politics.
Look,
The room with the old people.
there's a difference between
wrong?
making a joke. There's a difference between making a joke and actually knowing what it is. We all know that there are hive mind zombie core that goes and eats the flesh of cheese.
Jeez.
That's why we produce so much. What, you think I was going to say children?
I
What's
did.
wrong with you?
I did think you were going to say children.
I mean,
Because
there
Goodness.
that is the conspiracy.
there
I
are
know,
a couple of
but
Netflix
you gotta-
shows that kind of go all into how politics actually works. So, that's where you really get the right information.
I'll take a master class.
A master class in
Yeah, a
politics.
master class on... Yeah. I don't know. Every once in a while, I always think, is like, could I be president? And then I sit there for another second. No. I
not
barely
a
have the
valid
attention span of doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I was going to say. Nope.
But how funny would it be to just open up the news, like if it's the Fox, the CNN, the MSNBCs, and all the other whatevers, and it's just like, today President Payne invited world leaders over to play a wicked awesome game of Pathfinder. Apparently the person who does the best gets the best treaty. Now.
I mean, that is a new way of handling foreign relations that hasn't
Probably-
been tried.
Probably better
So,
than a lot of other ways.
Maybe.
And then watch, everyone's like, oh man, I'm gonna get a good treaty, but then in the end they learn about friendship and how I am the true winner because I TPK'd them all and now I own the world. And depending on some religions, that doesn't go too well.
Did you just become the Antichrist?
Whoa, don't put words in my fictional scenario.
No,
Like,
no,
he
no.
just wrote himself into being the
It's the anti-pain.
embodiment of the end of the world.
It's the
Hey,
anti-pain.
someone's gotta hurry it up, okay? And before I get excommunicated from a church.
Too
We should
late.
start playing this game.
That's the good thing. I don't think any of them listen to this.
Well, we'll know in about 3 weeks or so.
Yeah. It comes back. It's like, guys, I need a new church.
Oh well. Alright, let's play this song. This song. Can you guys hear that? I don't know. Can I?
It's there.
Oh, I can.
It's there.
It's a low tone.
Yeah. I booped the volume things on my headphones and now I've been trying to like slowly get them back to where they were so I could hear everything.
Yeah.
So, last time, a bunch of fun stuff happened, and now we are walking home from school without children, or as was said in the pre-rambling, the Hellions. To let you know what these parents and adoptive parents really think of their little angels. Plus
I mean,
one.
they're creepy. Our kids are creepy. Let's be honest.
Yeah, all they did was take a nap, looking at a window,
Yeah.
and then just were like, "Hey, Ma, Pa, what you doing?" All
This
while
guy's-
Skip was having his own nature documentary. while
Nature documentary.
while a man yelled at him. And then the next day, and then an actual man yelled at him, called his boss. And
oh yeah, it's a lot of yelling.
yeah, well, it was a calm yelling because I live in an apartment and I'm not about to yell. If I get my own place, I might yell again.
Oh, you have that to look forward to.
Bring back the yelling.
I wish. Pizza King was a lot louder.
That's what we need for our podcast to break through.
Exactly. I would love to do. There's some times where I'm like, I want to get loud, but it's also 11 o'clock at night on for what some people would call a school night.
Nah, that doesn't exist.
Not-
It is a school night.
Yeah, nights don't exist. And then we just see Nite disconnect from the chat. Anyway, so Corey and
Poof.
Caleb, you guys are walking back from seeing...
Oh, I was like, oh my gosh, he's gone.
No, I wasn't even watching the Zoom thing. I know he can turn his camera on and off.
Okay, sorry.
That's right. I have the true speech.
So we're walking.
And you're walking. But yeah, you're walking back from St. Ignace back to, I don't know, wherever Caleb, I guess, parked the truck or
Sure,
wherever you guys
yeah.
are going. I guess there's going to be some point where you guys split off and go wherever. But it's, yeah, you guys are walking back and you guys really aren't surrounded by anybody. It's I'm gonna just even throw this in a little bit, just so that way. I was like, I forgot to mention this before, but Ashley comes by the general store before you guys go. And he's like, "Hey, can you take whatever my
morning?
child's?" Yeah,
Oh.
and he's
What's
like,
his kid's name? Didn't it start with a J?
"Yeah, I'm opening up my notes," but it is. Wow, I have a lot of folders on here.
Apparently, we became the kid to school and back shuttle.
I know. I was gonna say, how do we become the child magnets? Goodness gracious.
Because one adopted one. So Ashley brings Jillian over, and he's like, "Hey, I'm preparing." His voice like, "Hey, I'm preparing for the debate tonight. Do you mind? Can Jillian go with you? I can pick her up after school, but I just need to go over and make sure that everything's okay over there."
Yeah, of course. But before you run, can I just talk to you in private real quick? I just have a question to ask.
No. What? What is it? Spit it out. Tell me now.
Remember? You remember the other night when you told me about that odd dream you had?
Mm-hmm.
Any chance you had a similar one last night?
Yeah, it was strange. We pretty much yeah, it was like I was at the debate and like the whole room was Carl Giuseppe's and they just kept telling me a vote for him is a vote for true leadership or something like that, like over and over and over. It was a pretty bad nightmare.
It sounds like it.
The stench alone.
Yeah, that would be a nightmare. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious. I also had a weird dream last night.
Whoa, what was it?
It seems like Carl is well, I dreamed that the town was on fire.
Oh. That would never happen.
Yeah, no.
Buck Kelly is one of the safest people I know. There's no way he would let, like, I don't know, the coal catch on fire. Oh no, maybe Carl might, but I don't know.
Yeah. No, it was just weird. It just reminded me Carl was one of the characters in my dream too, so I just
He seems to quite get in the noggin very easily.
Yeah. Well, listen. You're gonna do great. Don't let him get in your head today.
Mm-hmm. That's the plan.
All right. Well, I'll see you there later this afternoon.
Okay. And like he looks over at Jillian and is like, "No, Jillian, go with Miss Cora here, and I'll see you after school, okay?" And she's just like, "Okay." No, that's Everyone, roll sanity.
It's really Buster.
Hello, my babies. No, that's how he got past the Val. He changed his name.
And turned into a little girl.
I can do whatever I want with the power of imagination. I actually hail from the year 2023, where I can be whatever I want. Anyway, he turns to Jillian, kind of reassures her, and like, Jillian's like quiet, like she's not very outgoing and stuff, and it's just like every interaction. I'm not gonna play it out now because we're not gonna focus a lot of time on here, but it's like, Jillian is like Timmy being Timmy is just like personality overwhelms Jillian to the point she's like, but she's also like a couple of years younger, I think. I don't remember what I said earlier. That's what it is now until someone proves me wrong.
Yeah, so Cora knows that, and she just kind of like walks over to Jillian, and she says to Ashley, she's like, "We'll be good. Jillian, why don't you come in the kitchen, help me finish packing lunches, and
Okay.
and then you can walk with me while the boys run ahead to school."
Okay, lady.
I don't like this. It's not my favorite thing.
Why, sir?
It's been smoking all their life.
I've been
She's
chain
6
smoking
years
for the
old.
last 32 years, and I'm only 7 years old. Life got tough when Mom left.
Oh my gosh.
Well then.
We shouldn't be allowed to control the kids.
No, you
in
should
any
not.
way.
You should not be allowed
But
to
at the
control
same
these
time,
children.
it is amazing. Imagine if I was giving the voices to all the Stranger Things.
Oh gosh. Okay. Tangent.
11,
alert.
watch out. What you say to me? And pulls
Oh
out
my
an M16 with her mind. Anyway, you guys dropped off all the kids, and you're walking back now.
Okay.
It's 8 p.m.
What?
You guys missed the debate. The town's on fire. Chapter
Carl
end.
has taken over everyone's mind. We have no shot. Okay. Oh man, now you got me all out of my headspace, Dave.
You're welcome.
Oh.
You're walking
Oh,
home
man.
from school, dropped off your kids. It's around 9.
Okay. Okay. So Caleb, Cora's walking with Caleb. Hey, so do you think you might be able to walk back with me to the store and maybe like start work a little late? I think we need to talk. There's some stuff going on, and I'm honestly kind of worried.
Yeah, that should be fine. I'm sure Dad will be fine. Get things up and running there, and yeah, to say things aren't fine is that's kind of an understatement. When I woke up this morning to, well.
Yeah,
Dave is
sorry.
laughing.
He's so distracted tonight. He's the worst. We're kicking Ashley out. Caleb and Cora are getting together, guys.
It's what everyone was asking for. Who knows? For anyone who's wondering, I wrote in our group chat, talk, DTR. And if you don't know what that is, I don't know. Ask your parents.
Oh my gosh. Okay, continue back to creepy children in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
That's a weird relationship.
Wow. Wow.
All right, go ahead.
well then, so I had another one of those really weird dreams last night, and when I woke up, I went and checked on Sarah, and it looked like she was like sitting in the window asleep instead of in her bed. So that was really weird. I asked her about it this morning, and she said that she saw the tall man again. And yeah, to say things aren't right is the understatement of the year.
Yeah, so where are we right now? Would we be at like Caleb's truck, maybe?
Sure.
Okay, so we don't have to like maybe Cora just like nods for Caleb to like get in the truck so that we're not like out and about. So she like climbs into the front seat and waits for him to get in and then kind of launches into the whole thing. So I have been having dreams, and Ashley's been having dreams. And the boys, both George and Timmy, also were sleeping in weird positions last night. Both of them, Timmy was sitting up in his bed, and George was like on his side, but both of them were like looking out the window. And when I checked, I could have sworn I saw something. And Timmy and I had the same dream, but the tall man pulled him out.
So Timmy was in your dream too?
Yeah. As a kind of adult, but
This is super weird because, like, he kind of appeared in my dream and as a grown-up as well, and it was
what was he saying?
something about fire and helping me get out
Oh
of
my
this
gosh.
room that seemed to have no exits.
Caleb, in my dream, the town was on fire. And Timmy was running around telling everyone to get out. And that's the dream that he had.
Interesting. This is, to say that this is not good is, like, this is super. That's the understatement of the year.
Yeah. And I think Carl is at the heart of this.
He does seem to be appearing in dreams for weird roles too.
I'm worried about the debate this afternoon.
I mean,
If Carl has some way of, I don't know, this sounds crazy, but I guess we've been through crazy stuff. I feel like he's in our heads.
I mean, he's certainly
I
in our
don't know
dreams.
how.
He's certainly in our dreams. So, with the debate, how long after the debate is the vote?
It's like I think this is like the way I always imagine it was like a series of debates. So like this is the first one.
Okay.
But there's gonna be a few more before the actual vote.
So this isn't like debate and then vote the next day sort of a thing.
Yeah, like it's
I was trying to get a feel for timeline wise.
it's about like I don't know, 5 weeks out. So it's like yeah, so it's like, and you guys know this is like the first debate. But
Yeah.
this is also like the first time. Also, for anyone that's like listening, remember that this whole part of the game is taking place in May. I don't remember when they do voting stuff. I got people putting out signs on the street now. So, but it's also World War II.
We can decide when we have our elections. That's fine. It's a small town.
But yes, it's happening in about 5 weeks. The actual election.
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm worried. I'm worried about my kid. I'm worried about the tall man. I feel crazy saying this, but I'm almost thankful for him right now because both George and Timmy said that he pulled them out of the dream and said that it wasn't for them. And I can't believe that I'm saying that a weird, strange man who might be connected to the circus is someone that I'm thankful for.
I guess
I don't like this.
My biggest concern is not knowing what the tall man's motivations are. We've only caught like the barest of bare glimpses of this person or whatever they are, and the kids just seem to be all drawn to him.
I know. They feel safe with him.
I mean, that could be good, but that could also be incredibly bad if this creature or whatever it is just is luring them into to take them or something.
Yeah. So I feel like I have to know more about Carl and what he's doing or how he's in our dreams. And this tall man.
So I don't know what we can do about Carl right now. I know. I feel like Ashley's going to do great today on the debate, but with the vote still being, this is just like the kind of the opening rounds. But we got to do something to get that creep out of the office. I don't know what else. I don't know if I feel safe until that happens, but I don't know how else we can get rid of him. We've been, God knows, been trying for years.
Yeah. Well, maybe we keep our eyes peeled at the debate today and see if we can clock anything weird, even if it's just people acting weird.
Yeah, I'll talk to the sheriff too and see if she's heard anything that might be going on. Maybe
Do you
she's
think
heard.
she would believe us if we told her about the dreams?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she'd believe us.
It's alright if you tell her our side of it, then. I probably won't get to see her soon.
I mean, she's always had our back, so
Yeah,
even if it's not always obvious how, but she's always had our back.
Yeah. I don't like this.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm getting October vibes again. I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think Cora just kind of like gets out of the car.
While it's still going.
Well, no, we were sitting in the car. He wasn't driving.
I
That's
assume
what I
it.
pictured.
Take a moment to film a ride the whip video.
I kind of had the way that we kind of structured that. I kind of figured that Caleb would have driven Sarah to the school, and then we would have just driven back to the shop or something along those lines.
Did you drop me off at the general store?
That seems like where we probably would have been going.
Yeah. So we're at the general store, not jumping out of a moving car.
I mean, that just seems like the type of routine that we would likely have established as well.
Because secretly we are actually, doing life together as partners. It's just no one talks about it. Let's be honest. We raise our kids together. He drops me off at work. We have dinner together. Like, what are we doing?
It's one of those relationships built on extreme situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have trauma bonding here. Yeah, so Corey gets out of the car. And I guess just kind of like gives Caleb a look of like this like sense of, I think you can sense like a determination, but also like a fear and a weariness, right? Of like, yeah, and I think she probably says like, I don't know if I can do this again.
I don't know if we have a choice. I feel like we don't have a choice.
Yeah.
If not us, who?
This town is hell-bent on killing us.
Yeah, that's it's definitely a place.
So
All right.
while they have this whole fun conversation, we shift perspective over to maybe a recovering Skip over in the Hudson household. John, I need a luck roll.
That is a 41 under 79.
Okay. For the listeners, Skip did not get a full night's rest according to the way he was talking. I guess technically, now I think about it, neither did Cora, because Cora said she got up and just did the same thing. Right?
Yeah,
you never
I
went
got up
back
at
to
like
sleep.
5. Mhm.
Hey, give me a luck roll.
Maybe I'll roll actually good.
Wait a second. Hey, you, Caleb, did you go back to bed? I don't remember.
I went and checked on Sarah and saw that she was sitting up like that, but otherwise seemed fine, and then went back to bed after that.
Oh, you're lucky. You don't give me a luck roll.
All right, but I did pass. I got a 13 under 50. Nope, 77.
Okay. And John?
Mine was.
I didn't hear it. Sorry.
Oh, it was 41 under 79.
Okay, yeah, so you both are just going to take a 10% negative to your,
Okay.
I guess, yeah, negative to your rolls. And once again, for people who are listening that know Call of Cthulhu way better than I do, cool, but this is how we're doing it until I find out how it's supposed to be. And so you guys can drink coffee, smoke. I don't think you might be able to find drugs, but I don't think Skip would be able to find drugs unless he had them on him coming in. Being like he's only been in the town for like
A
48
day.
hours.
So much has happened.
Cora goes and dips into the
No.
stash.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Timmy really loves those apples.
Wow.
Hey, back then cocaine was a medicine. But anyway,
He just picks up the
I just have
fermenting
bottles
apples
of it
off the
on
ground.
my shelf.
Yeah.
So yeah, Skip, you're off the phone, and then you hear Dean kind of. Oh wait, no, that's right. You hung up the phone, and I think Mora was there, just like, I hear what you're saying, and you're like, huh, and then ran up
Went
there.
back to my room.
Yeah, and then Dean knocks on. He's like, hey, your car's here, your driver's here.
Skip comes in, opens the door, and kind of, groggily just says, okay, thanks. Do you guys wouldn't happen to have any coffee made up, would you?
I believe we have some on the pot downstairs.
Could I get, do you have a cup or something I could borrow? Could I get a cup to go?
Oh, yeah. Just give me a minute. Do you want sugar, cream, anything in it?
No, straight coffee's perfect.
Okay. Yeah, give me a minute. And
Before you go, who's my driver today?
They didn't tell me actually. They just said, "Hey, we're sending someone over." So
Okay.
yeah,
Alright. No
I
problem.
don't know, but everyone in here is trustworthy.
Sure.
So, and he runs down and he goes through and I don't know, maybe you're like putting on your shoes or something. He's like, I'm sorry, like this is the only mug that was clean. We don't have a ton of them because it's just me and the missus, and it's like this pink mug with this like smiley face on it that says "World's Best Dad," and he's like, it's all I had, and I hope it's okay. Are you
I
dad?
don't think those exist in the 40s.
Yeah, well, it does now. If I can make up when elections happen, I can make up a stupid mug. It's like misshapen. It was made in pottery class in school. It's a terracotta
their
mug.
kid made it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you know
art
who their
class. kid
kid is? The sheriff. The
Sheriff
sheriff is
Hudson, I
Sheriff
know.
Hudson. So like, yeah, we have like every time we talk with Alex, Alex Hudson, and she's always like, yeah, okay, and then it's just like the most kid thing, like, this is for my dad. But I also like to imagine she's like, this is for my dad. Here you go. Like still at the ripe old age of 7 or 6.
Skip kind of like, cocks an eye and looks at the mug. He's like, you know what? It's fine. Actually, you know what? Stay here. I'll drink it now. And he just like pounds the entire mug of coffee.
And he's like, I've had those days. All right, and
then,
so
he
okay.
just hands it back to what's his name?
Dean.
Roll
D,
Constitution
yeah,
to
D.
deal with the heat.
I was gonna say, do you like scold your mouth?
Do roll me 1d10 real quick. While he's doing that for the people, this is going to determine how many hours he is good for until he needs to either take another stimulant, or like kind of pushing off the effects, or if he doesn't, it's gonna, like we'll deal with that when it gets there. So, how many hours?
If we make it.
That is a 7.
7 hours.
Ooh, that's a
So-
good cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah, so it's 9. So, I forgot the math.
3.
4.
3
Right before the debate.
No, you're right. Yep, 4 o'clock.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I think we said the debate's at 5. So
Yep.
yeah, it's right before the debate. You're gonna have to do something. So yeah, and you see a similar car as yesterday. Some might say it's the same car. And you see, well, hello, my good friend. Are we off to see the sights again?
Skip kind of sighs to himself.
I heard that.
And it's not an entirely frustrated sigh, because at least he knows Poe, but he's not feeling on top of his game, so not sure how much he wants to deal with Poe today. But I'm trying to think, what did we talk about what Skip was going to do this morning?
I believe the main thing was you wanted to see if you could talk with Giuseppe.
Yeah, I wanted to talk with Giuseppe.
And
Well,
then
you
I
already had
think-
something on. You had it scheduled.
Well, I have
like-
a scheduled meeting Thursday.
And you had said that you were going to try and catch him after the debate.
Yes.
You were going to talk to Cora, is what
That's
you
what
were
I'm saying.
going to do.
Yeah, I was getting there.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, Dave.
Yes. You did say you wanted
okay.
to talk with Cora, and then, that's what you do have a confirmed meeting on Thursday, but they did
Right.
say, hey, if you want to stop in and see if he's available, you can, but
Right. Yep. All right. So Skip gets in the car. He doesn't even bother fighting about the door. He opens the door, gets in himself, and says to Poe, do you know, would the general store be open? Would the owner be in at this time?
She should be. I believe she normally opens shortly after dropping off young Timothy.
All right. Well, why don't I want to try and see if I can catch the mayor later around the time of the debate. But why don't we head over there and I can try a round 2 of speaking with her. What was her name again?
Cora Richmond.
Cora. Right. Yeah, I can try speaking with Cora again and see if maybe we can get off on a better foot there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, away we go. As he just kind of, like, he goes and hits the gas pedal and it revs up. It's like, oh, didn't take it out of neutral. Silly me. And then pops the clutch and just goes. So, yeah. So it's only like a 10-minute drive, like, due to like traffic lights and all that other jazz to get there. And so, yeah, we'll just place it around like 9:20. Let's see, and then I think we said that the conversation. You know what? How about this? Maybe as you're pulling up, it's right as Cora is exiting Caleb's truck.
Would I recognize Skip in the other car?
Yeah, you met him. You had a whole conversation with him.
Well, that doesn't mean I would necessarily be able to recognize that was him.
Okay, roll spot hidden. Do it. Do it now.
That's why I was asking if I would recognize it. 50.
Roll operate
over...
heavy machinery. What, are you gonna run him over?
Maybe. Give me an opportunity.
Yeah.
50 over 43.
So I guess if Cora's standing, like if she's getting out of the car and like notices the car pulling up, I would imagine. I mean, I can roll 2, but I would imagine that I can at least see that it's Poe.
Oh yeah, you both see Poe.
Okay. So Cora's like, she makes the comment. She's like, oh, looks like we have some early visitors to the. Oh gosh, it's Mr. Poe again.
He's like oddly chipper today. He's like waving like hello.
I don't know. I don't know if I can do. I don't know what books Timmy hasn't returned yet. Why is he here? Can Cora see into the back?
Well, roll spot hidden. I made Caleb do it.
No. Especially if I'm adding 10% to that. That's
like you see him like holding up
number.
like his finger like 1 minute, as like he kind of.
Yeah. So I guess Cora just turns back to Caleb and like gives him an eye roll, like this is not what I needed this morning, and like closes the door. and
Poe like he turns like back to you, Skip. Let me smooth the waters for a second. No, and you can come in whenever you want. And he before waiting for your response, he like gets out of the car and he like strides over to Cora and Caleb. He's like, "Why, hello, children. I'm here to let you know that I'm not here for any books. Just want to let you know that later this week we're having a little event at the library." Yes, it's actually I believe within the next couple weeks is we're having the election, and we figured it would be good to just give a course for the youngins of what happens at the election and what all forms of government. For we heard that there's some people that just say it's just a room full of old dudes, and we can't have that, you know. So I'm just letting you guys know. As we get closer to the election, we're just having a small little program. It came to me yesterday as I had nothing but time to think.
That's a really I guess helpful idea. Is it going to be like interactive or?
Oh yes. We're gonna have like I'm gonna call up some of my old old friends from around town that, that are out of Centralia to go and discuss different, just ways government works in their town and just stuff like that. And I don't know if Carl will be able to make it down, but I'm hoping that, that Ashley would be able to come down and share what it looks like to run and build a campaign and get these young minds excited for a potential future.
I'm sure Ashley would love to be part of that.
Yeah, and hopefully,
Do you mind,
hopefully Carl will be too busy.
Oh, well, I know that you guys probably know all the negative things, but let's just say he wasn't always like that. I will say I do not agree with some of his more common day things, and practices. But hey, it's I don't know. I guess that's the effects of getting old. You get stuck in your ways or refuse to look at new ones. And so, yes, I'm hoping that young Ashley will be able to be there, and then hopefully, it would just be a grand old time. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to contact the mayor from Mount whatever that town is called that the keeper keeps saying.
How about we just make it both? Mount Carmel and Mount Holly. Just bring them both.
Don't remember which one it is.
Mount Carmel Holly.
Yes. Mount Big Dumb Place. We will have people come down. The mayor of that. Hopefully it worked out.
Well, let me know if you need any help with any sort of supplies, if you're doing like art projects or posters or anything.
I will. I just have one request. Can you make sure that young Timothy keeps his knives at home again?
Of course.
Thank you. I'm still fixing that wall. I am not holding a grudge. I'm not holding a grudge. It's all good. Young minds and all that, but...
Do you need any more plaster? I can certainly get some more for you.
I will find out, but if I need, I know where at least a good place to make sure that I can buy it. If I didn't know any better, it seemed like you put your son out on purpose to get sales, but that's not why I'm here. Also a Grumpy in the back wants to have a few words.
Grumpy?
Oh yes. You I believe you know him as the man who has the brass balls.
Oh. Great.
He seems kind of out of sorts. Not like, I don't know, like he didn't get a good night's rest.
Well, that makes two of us. Well, I have to get the store unlocked, so you guys are welcome to come in whenever you want. Okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and get things opened up.
I will let him know that that he can go in whenever he's ready.
Yeah, and if you want to come on in and get a cup of coffee, I'm gonna put a pot on.
I won't say no to that. And he kind of like slinks back to the car, and he's like, "I warmed them up for you, so they're all ready for you."
I'm assuming Caleb is leaving at this point, right?
I would be. Yeah. So I was going to ask Cora: do you want backup?
It's fine. I can't imagine he's gonna have any helpful information, or I'm not gonna give him anything. I'm not worried about this guy with everything else that's going on.
Yeah. I hope you're right on that, but he seems... I don't know. He just seems kind of off on what he seems to think he can get away with around here, so... Stay on your guard.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel that, but I think he doesn't realize that he's probably dipping his toe into much bigger waters.
Yeah, like I said, just stay on your guard, and I'll go chat with the sheriff and see what's going on over there.
I'll call you if I need anything.
Sounds good. I'll check back in a little bit later.
Okay. So Cora closes the truck door and then goes to unlock the shop.
Okay. And Poe says what he did to Skip, and he's like, I'm gonna go in and get some coffee. And without waiting for a response, he kind of makes his way inside. Like, even Skip, you notice, like, he's, like, abnormally cheerful.
Okay, yeah.
Like, even though you only spent the one day with him, he's just, like... So, yeah.
Yeah.
Did I notice that? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, like, you guys all know.
So we
like,
were very aware.
He's, like...
Okay.
He's, like... He's always been more, like, yes, and, like, very somber. But, like, for some reason today, he's very, like... high spirits, just like sunshine, bubblegum, happiness, centuries. So he's just like, yeah, he's like, has a skip in his step.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, Skip would he would take note of it, but it would be more just kind of passing, especially, you know, being kind of fighting being tired, you know, like when you're tired and you take caffeine and you've got that like fake jittery feeling where like you can focus on certain things, but everything else, like, you don't pay attention to. So it's kind of like a very, like, off to the side thing that he noticed. Not anything he's even really super clocked. So, Skip will he slowly gets out of the car, kind of like, you know, leans his back against the car for a minute, kind of like closes his eyes, sort of rests them for a moment, takes a couple of deep breaths to, focus himself, and then slowly kind of walks over and enters the store.
Okay.
So Cora there's like a behind the counter, I guess, like a coffee pot, and so she's over there making coffee for herself, and I'm assuming Poe is with her, and she makes the comment to him. Skip would hear her say, like, you know, Poe, you seem to be having a really good day today. Anything happen?
Oh, I had the most delightful time yesterday, causing much hardship and travesty with people. It was great. A librarian's dream.
Okay. It sounds like you need to get out more.
No.
I mean, it sounds like you had a good time yesterday.
Yes, but if you have too much of a good time, it loses all value.
Oh, okay.
Just like when someone leaves a book out too long and no one else can read it, it loses its value. Not in monetary, but if no one's reading the knowledge, then who actually knows?
It's a very good point. And Cora hands him a cup of coffee.
Why, thank you. As like he's heavily pouring sugar into it. I like it sweet.
Well, you can have as much sugar as you want.
I will.
Cora pours herself a cup of coffee and she drinks it black too.
Alright.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's Skip doing?
Skip he'll kind of like slowly walk over, and then I guess as their like conversation kind of dies down, he with a respectful tone addresses Cora and says, Miss Richmond, I was wondering if you had some time. I feel like we got off on a bad start the other day, and I was hoping that maybe we could try and amend that.
Cora like turns towards him with her cup of coffee and looks him in the eye, and she's like, yeah, we did get off to a real rocky start the other day. I'll be honest, Agent, I'm still really not sure what I can help you with here, but as long as no customer comes in, I'm happy to chat with you.
Sure, and maybe there isn't anything you can help me with, and I think probably we just have a quick conversation, just kind of get on the same page with what I'm looking for, and maybe what you could help with. Like, I think we would be more effective just on the same team.
Okay. Well, tell me what team you're on.
I'm on the country's team. I'm on the American People's team. So, I mean, and of course, your town is part of our country. So I'm on the town's team.
Well, I think it's going to take a little bit more than that, Agent.
Well, why don't we chat, and we can certainly, feel each other out and kind of see where we go.
Do you want any coffee?
Actually, sure. I would love another cup. I've been having a little trouble sleeping last night, and it's kind of keeping me going today.
Yeah. So Cora turns to like pour him a cup of coffee, assuming that he drinks it black. Like she's not gonna ask. She's just gonna assume.
Yeah.
Have some sugar.
He just pours it in there.
He doesn't pour it in there. He like offers it like, It's like half empty now.
Yeah. I have to put in a sugar order after he leaves. Yeah, so she like turns to hand him the cup and is like, you're not the only one who's been having a hard time sleeping the last few nights. Everything all right over there at the Hudsons?
Oh yeah, everything's fine. They're great. No problems there. And I'm sure it's just stress of the job, just having some weird dreams that kind of just kept me up a little bit. But no big deal. It's nothing I haven't experienced before.
Yeah. Okay. So I really don't know what you're here for. I mean, I do, but I don't think you're here to talk to me about the mine.
Oh, no, yeah, no. The mine's a entirely separate matter. Why don't we go into your office and just have a private talk?
You see her hesitate a little bit. I don't know that she could hide that. So she kind of like hesitates.
It's just that the subject matter is a little sensitive, and I think it's better if for the moment we just kind of keep it under wraps. Not that I don't trust anybody in the town, but it's just more of a classified nature.
Okay, sure. So Cora turns around and walks into her office.
Don't worry, I will hold down the fort.
Mr. Poe, you can just knock on the door or shout for me if someone comes in.
We'll do that as well.
Yeah, so Cora goes into her office and sits down.
And Skip kind of follows and shuts the door and is just kind of like does like a little like thumb over his shoulder and is like, is he always like that?
I heard that.
He does have exceptional hearing. He's extra happy today, for sure.
He's just kind of a weird dude in general, huh?
Welcome to our town.
Yeah, I'm picking up on that. Speaking of weird people, so the thing that I wanted to speak to you about was part of the reason that I'm out here is I've been ordered by my higher ups to keep an eye out for any dissidents or groups that could be affiliated with spies in our country. With the war that we have going on, we have a constant worry that, we may be infiltrated or we may have groups that are trying to work against us from the inside. And we've seen evidence that some of these kind of remote, quiet mountain towns can be a breeding ground for that because they don't show up on anybody's radar. So knowing that you've got some knowledge on, cult groups in the region and just kind of familiar with that subject matter, I think you could be a great resource as to, confirming or helping me or pointing me in the right direction to, rule out any, issues of that nature, in the surrounding area. I don't want to say that we suspect there are any problems or that there's any concerns, but we would definitely want to rule it out. And so that way, we don't have to worry about this, town. We'll know that you're a ally to this country, and we can also, especially with like the work that we want to do in the mine, like it could be very beneficial, I think, for the people in this town.
You keep saying that. You keep saying this would be very beneficial for the people. But you don't know us.
Sure, well, that's true, but I think you can, just kind of take a look around and see that, like most mountain towns, it's a little depressed. It's not a financial powerhouse, and when I talk about beneficial, I think about monetary. If we could, also raising the profile of this town, getting it on the map, maybe making it a tourist destination or a place that people want to come visit. Centralia is such an interesting name. Like it just kind of rolls off the tongue. And, if people, kind of have that in their minds, like we could really turn this into a place that could be financially prosperous for everyone here. And I think there are a lot of people here that would be very interested in that.
Who have you talked to? Who can you name? Whose story can you tell me from this town?
I mean, I haven't gotten a chance to talk with a number of the people of this town. My duties have kind of, had me very focused on who I'm speaking to.
So you can't tell me that you know us. You can't tell me you know what's good for us. You can't tell me that you know our longings and our desires and what we need. Because you don't know us.
So, sorry, go ahead.
I can tell you. I can tell you. I have lots of worries about this town. There are many things that I think about and worry about, questions that I ask. I'm not worried about spies. I'm not worried about communists. I'm not worried about foreign infiltrators. But because you don't know me, I don't think you'll ever believe me. And so here we are at an impasse.
All right, Skip's going to use persuade skill.
Oh, what is my do we still have our 10% penalty because we drank coffee, or does that go away?
Yeah. Roll. You have to roll me a d10 to see how long.
I know.
it
I do have
lasts.
to roll my d10. Okay.
And John still Skip still has his 7 hours.
Yeah.
I rolled a 9.
Okay, so you'll be fine for a while.
The all-day coffee.
So then I don't have the 10%. Listen, I'm a mom. I know how to I know how to ration that energy. Okay, so he's gonna use his persuade. How does that work? Or like how can I counter roll?
What is the thing? I guess it'd just be I guess it would be like just he would try to see if he can persuade you, and then I guess I don't know if there's like a challenge or if you would roll like persuade back. Let's see, can we find it? I know we looked this up, but that was like months ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't
Would he
remember
be
offhand.
rolling against my number? That wouldn't make sense.
No, like he would roll his thing, and then I guess
Potentially intelligence or power as they.
yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Right. It feels like there would have to be.
He's trying to persuade you, so we'll say either. Yeah, power is. My brain is like forgetting all the things.
Isn't power kind of like will?
Yeah, which.
That's why I was
I mean,
kind of
if-
suggesting that the power is a potential.
Power. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, power is all this stuff. Like, yeah, I'm trying to make sure you. Yeah, do that. Roll power.
Okay.
And then.
Okay. All right.
Alright,
I
well,
have my number.
All right, and John, what's your persuade? Roll your persuade.
All right.
All right.
I
Who's going
rolled
first?
a 23 under 85.
That's at least a hard. Is that an extreme? Extreme's a fifth.
17 would be the fifth.
80.
Okay,
Yeah,
so no, just
yeah.
shy. So that's a hard success.
And I rolled a 28 under 60.
Okay, that's also
Which
a
is
hard
still-
success.
The
Alright.
battle of the.
So, I guess it's a stalemate since you both got hard successes. So
I want to
You-
hear.
you can make your
Skip's
case.
attempt. Yeah.
you can make your attempt, but yeah.
So Skip says, "Listen, I'm not the bad guy here, and I understand that you don't have time to worry about the things that I'm looking for, and I don't expect you to. That's my job. I'm those types of people or dissidents or communists, as you say. Those are my concerns. Those aren't things that I expect you to be worried about. All I'm looking for you is to point me in a direction. If there is a group that you think it would be worthwhile that I check out, or even just groups that I should be aware of. That's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for you to go out and find these people. I'm not looking for you to turn anybody in or to rat anybody out. I just want to know, use your knowledge of this town. As you say, this town, the people in it, the groups around it. Is there any direction that I should be focusing in?
Decora, she's quiet for what might. I don't know how Skip feels around women, but she just sits there staring at him for an uncomfortably long time.
Skip can play that game.
And then she leans in, right? So I imagine that she's sitting behind her desk and he's on the other side of it. So she leans in. Did you have a bad dream last night?
Skip gets a very confused look on his face. And just kind of, it's like trying to mentally shift gears. And it's like, what?
You said you didn't sleep well. Did you have a nightmare?
And so Skip kind of stammers a little bit, and he's like, he doesn't want to be that vulnerable, and so he's like, maybe. I mean, something woke me up, and I had a hard time falling back asleep. It could have been a bad dream. I don't really even remember.
Do you know our mayor?
Mayor Gillespie, right? Or Giuseppe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna try and see if I can have a chat with him later this afternoon. I was gonna swing over by the debate that's happening tonight.
Any chance he was in your dream?
Was he in my dream? Okay.
Yes.
He's in everyone's dream.
Yeah.
I can remind you. Let me open up the notes. Yeah, so you had a man in a white suit with his face darkened as you heard like thousands of snakes, and at the end he put his like hands on your shoulder and it's like, Brenner's told you like thoughts and hearts aglow, bring votes to the town. Bring votes for the town to go.
Right. Okay. So Skip kind of like not really sure where this conversation is going, and it's getting uncomfortably close to a vulnerable area, but he's like, maybe. Well, why? It's kind of an odd question.
Leans back and says, what you're looking for doesn't exist here. I don't know how many times you need me to say that. It just doesn't. If you're looking for something bigger, Carl Giuseppe very well might be at the center of it.
Skip's eyes kind of narrow and he says, what do you mean by bigger? What would the are you talking like a drug ring or?
Oh, Agent. I can be here to walk with you through this, but I don't think I can explain it to you. This town, well, I've learned a long time ago that this town has a story for everyone who encounters it. And for your good or bad, you're in it now. And if you're going to ask the bigger questions, you're going to get the bigger answers. I don't know what they are, because I have my own questions without answers. But I can tell you, if you continue down this path, and if you want to know what's going on here, the answers will break you at some point.
So Skip is very confused. No idea what Cora's talking about. And so at this point he realizes, or he acknowledges he's not going to get the information that he wants from Cora, at least not in this conversation. And so, but he's not going to like burn that bridge. So he kind of stands up, pushes a chair back, and is like, well, I appreciate your time, ma'am. I'm sorry to kind of take up your morning, but I appreciate the information you gave me. I'll be talking to the mayor later this afternoon, and I'll be sure to question him, see if anything weird comes up. But if anything else, if anything comes to mind, or if you learn of anything that, would be interested or, part of what I'm looking for, or you think would be interesting to me, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm over at the Hudson's house, just give them a ring. I can take calls there. So, anytime, any information, think that you want to share, let me know.
Skip. You can't do this. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you using his first name, he kind of like pauses and looks back at you.
This isn't something that we do alone here.
You guys hear a knock at the door, interrupting you. Cora?
Yes, Mr. Poe.
I believe you're out of coffee. I'll see you guys next week.
Will Poe get his coffee? Will there be enough sugar left in Centralia to sugar
There's
it?
probably not enough sugar. No.
I'm here for everything. The more sugar I get in there, the faster I talk, and I sound more like a normal human. But then, as everything wanes,
Crashes.
yes, I'll be back down to my normal self. Some may believe I am the drug linchpin. But until anyone actually decides to look into it instead of this creepy bumbo jumbo.
Either that or
No
he's
one
actually
will
Theodore,
know.
because that's what he's starting to sound like.
No,
I know,
Theodore sounds more like, why, hello. It's more drawn out. Poe is a little bit higher and a little bit more, I don't know, I think of like Victorian Butler. Yes, hello, but more monotone. Anyway, that's it. We'll see you guys
Skip
next
join
week.
our party? That's the question.
I don't know. Can you give him more coffee? Who knows? We'll see. All this answers and more happen
Coming
next
up.
time in Sanity Lost. Dun, 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 dun. I was thinking of like the Dragon Ball Z theme. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.